is not. Hey, hello. I'm Irene De Jesus.
And I'm Hector De Jesus.
And we are the De Jesus Law Group, and this is the Noon Show.
Because it's noon somewhere in the world.
Woohoo! So, Hector, before we head on the boat this afternoon, because that's what our plans are, give us our disclaimer.
Yes, we are attorneys. However, we're not necessarily your attorneys, but that can be remedied. All you have to do is call, right? Hummingbirds. I don't care. This is informational and educational purpose only.
Okay, I got a picture, like a brief picture of a hummingbird. I got to get that out of my head. Anyway, it's awesome to be here with you guys. We are getting, we've got 1 week left in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a week and a half, something left in May. I can't believe it's already there. But we're getting towards the end of May. And if you guys remember, or if this is your first time joining us, congratulations. Glad that you're here. We have a special going on for moms this month, right? And if they book a legal life planning session with us, they will get a gift certificate for a mani and a pedi. Ooh, Hector, what's a legal life planning session?
Legal life planning session is about a 2-hour meeting with us where you do a little bit of homework. We go over all your information, really learn what your why is to what you want to plan for, and go through the options and really give you a legal analysis, but using your data and answering your questions. So it's 2 hours with us.
Yeah, so all of that legal jumbo mumbo to really just say, it's a plan designed specifically for what you want and need to happen for your family. If during life something happens to you, right? Or when you pass away, how do you want that to look? So it's pretty cool that we get to do that. So that we've got that going on. Next Wednesday, we're doing this really cool event with several experts that we know. You're pointing your finger. Why are you pointing your finger? What did I miss?
Nothing.
No,
you're just tapping.
Can you tell? Married? Yes. Anyway, we've got some amazing experts that we're going to be doing this panel with next Wednesday. It's going to be at the Sugar Works Distillery in New Smyrna Beach. And we're going to be doing a whiskey taste testing. Okay, I'm not going to be doing that.
Is it Bourbon and Benefits?
Yeah, it's called Bourbon with Benefits. This is really set up ideally for folks that are 40s, 50s, and 60s. Maybe you've got kids that are in their 20s and they're getting ready to fly the coop off to college. Or maybe you've got aging parents on the other side of you. And what does that look like? And we can help navigate it with you, right? We hope we're going to ask a bunch of questions and we're really looking forward to it. Wynn is our producer. She, of course, will have that in the links, how to register for it. Well, apparently I probably should silence my phone. There we go, because I am a professional. So Wynn, she's our producer. She will have that in the links. But what we really wanted to talk about today is with our special guests on that are actually going to be at that panel, what are their thoughts on what this looks like? And so I hope that if you're listening in, you will take the opportunity to ask questions because we're all here for the next 15 minutes to answer them, right? You can get them all answered live. And I think that'll be pretty cool. Anything else I missed, babe?
No, other than on June 9th at 6:30, there is going to be a 1-hour training for parents, and it's going to be the power of a plan. And it's really learning, what to do, how to protect your kids.
Yeah, it's a workshop. It's going to be an actual live workshop that we're going to be doing. And this one's designed specifically for, as Hector said, this is for families, right? You've got minors at home. And we're going to go through some workshops with you, and you're going to have pen and paper, and you're going to be working through a bunch of stuff. So it's kind of really neat. I'm looking forward to that one. Wynn will also have, Wynn has everything. She's like our right arm. She will have all of that in the comment section, right? Anything else? Do you want to do your magic and bring on our guests?
Do you want to introduce them?
Well, let's introduce them as they come on. Let's do it a little different. I know that freaks you out when we do it just a different. Hello, lady.
Hi.
Oh, it's so good to see you. So I know the two of you really, really well. Our audience probably does not. We've had both of you on though in the past in past noon shows just because of the work they do is really amazing. Would you guys mind just taking, like 30 seconds and saying who you are and what your expertise is in?
Sure. I'll go first. My name's Elena Marchese, and I am a financial planner. Help people in financial services, whether from life to death, so to speak. 9 years with New York Life now.
Awesome. What about you, Kim?
Kim Reins. I am a licensed insurance broker. I am licensed in 15 states. I help you from, the cradle to the grave with your insurance. We'll get you, if you're young or all the way to Medicare, I can help you with those. So anything like that.
So Kim, what kind of insurance?
Health insurance.
Yes.
Health insurance. Yes.
Yep. Kim is a health insurance guru. Hector, do you want to start out the questions?
Yeah. So what can the attendees expect at this Bourbon with Benefits?
Well, our team put together a nice platform of what we'll be helping with. The audience will be informed about what to expect in their later years in that big grown-up world. What does that really look like? They'll be informed about financial worries and realities of what happens when we're in our 70s, 80s, 90s, that we can take protections or put protections in place now while we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s.
So Elena,
with aging parents.
Yeah, Elena, before you go any farther, that makes me pause to think for a moment. About a concept that Hector and I feel really passionate about. And that is when you do hit your 70s, 80s, and 90s and beyond, how do you envision what that looks like for yourself? Do you envision yourself as healthy and somebody that's contributing to society and your family in a meaningful way, or are you envisioning yourself being ill, being sick, not really, not really
enough for retirement, for money running out? What is the situation?
What is so? And the two ways one of my mentors, my most amazing mentors, talks about this is she talks about it as, are you an elder or are you an older? How do you envision that? And right. I know Hector and I, we definitely don't want to be an older.
Right.
And it's going to take work, right?
Yeah. With financial planning, literally put them through what does age 40 to 100 look like? What's your lifestyle at that time? Are you active? If you're active, what do you want to do? Now let's talk about, what if you become ill? What if you have a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year illness? Now, where will you live? What does that look like? It's important to plan for, we hope for the best, but we got to plan for the worst so that we'll be okay no matter what happens.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I think the difference is between the older and the elder, is that I think in the elder concept, you've done that vision casting and you've done the planning. You've done the planning, right? I mean, there's a lot of things we can't control, but then there's a lot of things that we can, I think. Kim, for you, it seems like that resonates with you, or no? I'm curious.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'll bring to the table and be able to explain to people. It's always good to, be covered as far as with your health, do all your preventative things, find out that illness before it's too late. Be prepared if you do have that unexpected accident, illness. What does that look like? Are you going to be out of work? Do you work for yourself? Are you going to be able to get paid for that? There's a lot of things to take into consideration, not just, will I be able to go get my doctor visit checked? You got to look at the big picture, the things that are unexpected, which are those accidents that happen, so quickly that can change your life very fast.
So, I appreciate that too, because sometimes what we notice with folks that don't do any planning is they might, it's not like they don't know it isn't going to happen. Okay. They do have the fears. They're like, I think all of us, we all have the fears of the what ifs. But for maybe a majority of the population, what we see is they get stuck. They get stuck in that fear, and they don't know that there are so many strategies. There is not, it's not a one size fits all. You do not have to be a bajillionaire. Okay. You just don't.
I get the question a lot. There's insurance for that? There's so much preventative protection that could be put in place. And some of them, it's too late if you're already sick, or it's too late if you're getting diagnosed. So the earlier, the better. 40s and 50s, especially in the
ideal
40s and 50s, is the time. Ideal time to learn.
That's why that's why we've called this workshop we're doing Adulting 101 in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, because, we've been around the sun a few times. And what we've noticed is adulting in our 20s and 30s is not the same as we're adulting now, right? In our 50s. It isn't the same. And so what are those mile markers that this is a good time to be thinking about this in your life, right?
The most common life events can make changes. Life stages will make changes. Yeah. So being prepared for the different life stages and the different decades of our life.
Yes. So Kim, I imagine you see too these life stages, and especially in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, with health insurance, you might be facing on one side of you aging parents, and you might be facing on the other side of you these 20-something-year-olds getting ready to go off on their own, whether that's college or whatever, right?
Absolutely. In every stage, you do need to change and re-strategize your plan. And that also includes insurance. When you get married, you need to look at that plan with your spouse. If as you get older and get closer to Medicare, you need to look at your finances, because that is going to affect your payment. You might want to plan before to make sure. There's just so many different things that people don't understand. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're having this next week, just to, share what we know, our expertise.
And it makes me think too, like, this is really like up my alley, because I'm sitting here going, the thought of trying to figure out Medicare, when that hits in the next decade, oh, good Lord, have mercy. Definitely we need a specialist to help us through with that, right? Absolutely. And then as we've got 2 kids in their 20s, also help, they're in unique stages because babies, right? They've got babies to think about. And what does health insurance look like in that stage for them? I mean, let's face it, health insurance almost feels like it could bankrupt you at times.
Absolutely. And it does. It absolutely is one of the number one things that actually bankrupts people, is not having health insurance and getting stuck with that big giant bill. They thought they couldn't afford the premium, but then wait till you get that $50,000, $60,000 bill and see how that sits. It's definitely good to be prepared. I have some horror stories of people that are not prepared, and they're at that point, my hands are tied. You can't wait till it's too late. It's like crashing your car and then trying to get it fixed, And
isn't that what we're kind of all saying is, this Adulting 101 is about, this is the stage now, the 40s, 50s, and 60s. This is the stage now for you to start thinking about this and putting things in place, because this is what you can likely expect on either side of that divide right there. And like Kim said, if you wait until it's too late, this is one of those times in life when it really is too late.
Yes. And I know that we're going to focus too on that next Wednesday is the adult children who have aging parents. Okay, there's 3 generations here to protect. It's mom and dad, it's those in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and our children. So grandma and grandpa, us adults in the mid years, and then what's going to happen to the whole family if somebody gets ill. And now who's going to take care of them? What does that look like?
It feels like, we've had our own experience with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real thing. It is a real thing.
When
there's real
changes lives.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And there's real strategies. I guess that's probably the overarching message we want to get out, is that there are real strategies that you can put in place during that time in life, and they're unique to you, right? They're tailored and customized to you.
So I think, just hearing the conversation, that's why I've been so quiet, just absorbing all of this. But really, each of you have touched on something that we see all the time as well from folks. And it's people know they need health insurance or insurance in general. People know they need to do budgets, financial plan. They know that. People know they need to do some form of estate planning. But there's a barrier sometimes, and it's almost that paralysis. They know they need it, but they don't know what to do. And I think that's something that we all bring to the table is educational piece. It's providing options.
Right. And, what are the steps? Where do I go?
Yeah. But you know what? Okay, Elena, you just hit on it. That's another thing, you guys, is you're right, Hector. They know, this knowing comes to mind. And there's this real concern and fear with it. The thing that happens next, though, is, this is my perspective, is who do I know that I can trust to help me navigate through this? Mm-hmm. And even though the 4 of us are, this is our field, this is what we do, we just assume everybody knows somebody that knows how to do this, right? When in reality, the real truth that our clients are facing, our potential clients are facing, is they don't know someone that that can help them navigate this, that they can trust, that they like to do this. And if that's not true, then I throw out there, why are there so many Google searches? Why are there so many people in Facebook groups that are asking, this is my crisis. Right. Who do you know that can help me? Because it's really important that know, like, and trust. Right? It's super important. So that's another reason we're getting together with this group of professionals next Wednesday, is we're showing you a group of people who know what they're doing, and you can start to get to know us and then work through what are the strategies for you. You can start to see, is this a person? Is this a company that I want to, it's not a company. No, it's a person. Is this a person that I can get to know, like, and trust, that can help me with my unique situation? Right. We want to make ourselves available. It's almost a responsibility. We have this information, we have this licensing, we have this knowledge, and it's important for us to share that and to help people. Yes,
absolutely. Make sure you're there next week, 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30, and you get to do
and I'll give
whiskey.
you a free shot of whiskey just for showing up, right?
Oh, speaking of that, Kim, we're going to have a bunch of door prizes, right?
Yes, we are.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Whiskey and
so a bottle of bourbon.
So the Sugar Works Distillery, they're giving away as a door prize, they're giving away a bottle of bourbon.
Perfect.
I know that the Marriott Spring Hill Suites in New Smyrna Beach, they're giving away a night's free stay. Stop it. That is a gorgeous hotel.
Nice.
I know the American Cancer Society is donating a gift certificate to a local restaurant. We've got, I think, another door prize. We've got 2 electric bikes from for the day from the Electric Bikes Company in Daytona Beach, I believe. And I mean, there's a whole bunch. I'm trying to list off everything that we've got.
Yeah, it's all free. It's I mean, why not show up?
Why not?
So
Why
much
not show up?
information. It's gonna, it's gonna benefit everybody that's there. I mean, if it doesn't, maybe they had too much bourbon.
No, I think the thought behind tasting the bourbon first is, listen, we know that this can be really heavy to talk about, right? This is really serious topics that we're going to be covering. Emotional. Yeah, Elena, it is, right? It can be really tough topics to talk through. And so get a little bit of the bourbon in, and then you'll be ready. You'll be ready to talk with us.
Let us help you. Let us help you.
Open up, relax.
Hector, you're not going to be at that event. No, you're not going to be there. Nope. But that's all right. We'll be doing some more with you. We'll have the man influence there. Oh, Art's going to be there too, right? Art from Silverlink Consulting. Yeah, he is. He's got a pretty amazing service that can help your aging parents if they need, assisted living or memory care, anything like that. He's got an amazing service that actually handholds you and walks you through that. So Art's going to be there too. So I'm really looking forward to it. Anything else we should say before we sign off, ladies?
Don't miss out. It's going to be an awesome event.
I know we're going to put the link, if it's not already there, the link to register and attend. We need RSVPs because it is limited seating. Yes. So let us know that you're going to be there so we can save your seat. And it is at, just another plug, Sugar Works Distillery right there on State Road 44 at the corner of Mission and 44 Canal Street, Old Canal Street. In that plaza. Sugar Works Distillery at 6:30 Wednesday, the 26th.
Excellent. All right, ladies. You guys, I hope you have an amazing weekend planned. We do. We're about to go on the boat with a family. We're going to take a bunch of kids with us. Yep, going to take a bunch of kids, and we're just going to go have fun on the river. That is the joy of living in Florida. All right, you guys. See you.
Bye.
All right, that's going to be fun. That's actually going to be a lot of fun. All right, so what's going on in your world, in your head, in your anything?
Not much.
No.
But no, it's good. Great topic. I just think it just points out how many people know they need to do something, and either they don't know what to do, they don't know how to do. But I think.
But when you can find somebody.
Right.
That can help guide you. That just means the world, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I see it from a probate standpoint. The folks that either had a good plan, had an effective plan. And that's not just estate planning. It's also financial planning. It's also with insurance. It's also setting yourself up through life, because it just makes life easier for the family. And then dealing with some that just never planned, and
which feels like the majority.
Which is the majority, but then you have family members scrambling, trying to figure, things. So it's important. So I thought it was great having Elena and Kim on, just to talk of their respective field and having this Bourbon with Benefits, but having the right people there. I mean, that's just a group of folks that folks need to talk to.
Oh, it looks like we got a question. Do you make house calls? So can we let's give a good lawyer answer. It depends. We've got an office location in DeLand, and we have an office location in New Smyrna Beach. And then we also do make house calls because we realize sometimes that's really what a family needs.
Right. And also, I mean, there's times when
now
doing it in
what
this
we
form,
do most of the time, especially for families, you know, COVID's been one of those things that can knock you on your feet as a business owner, or it can propel you into new areas. And so last year, we made the decision 1 week into COVID that we were going to take our law firm virtual. We're a brick and mortar firm, and we decided we were going to go virtual, and we did. Within 17 days, we went virtual. We were one of those first firms that was able to do that. And what we have found, Maybelline, in these last 14 months is families absolutely adore the fact that we can do this 2-hour meeting on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the comfort of their own home. They don't have to worry about babysitters. And we can have this great conversation. You know, we share our screen, we're drawing, we're showing diagrams, we're teaching you everything, and you get to do it at your home. Families love that we do that. So a lot of our meetings we do through Zoom. We do a Zoom link, so really easy to do. And then the other thing is that because we also do elder law, and absolutely love elder law, we find that the older couples, you know, those 70-year-olds, they actually really prefer doing these meetings on Zoom because they're used to it already. Right? Where are they used to it, Hector?
That's how they speak to their grandkids, families, and go to church.
That's exactly it. Whereas pre-COVID, if their lawyer would have said, well, let's just meet on Zoom, they probably would have looked at you with like, yeah, there's no way that's happening. Yeah, no way. Whereas now they're like, well, yeah, of course. Why would I drive to an office? Why would I try to find a parking spot? Why would I get dressed up to go see my attorney? Because that's typically what that age group believes in, right? Is you get dressed up to go somewhere. And this is so much easier on them. So they're loving the Zoom as well too. So that is probably our main way that we see clients is via Zoom. And our whole process is online. So it's nice. But we've also got the physical locations, as I said, in New Smyrna Beach and in DeLand, if you want to still meet in person. So we're there. So I hope that answered your question.
But there are occasions where we will come to the home. So
there are. They're not, it's not that often. It's
Yeah.
case by case.
It's case by case.
Yeah. But the Zoom, yeah, I realized I said the Zoom. Zoom has really been a game changer, I think, for families, for older couples, and for businesses. It really, really has. So anyway, with that, I see what he's getting. I think it's time to sign off. All right, y'all, have an amazing weekend.
Okay.